it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the return home of the first troop of military personnel. For the international scene, a British court ruled that deporting migrants to Rwanda is illegal. Welcome to our newsroom. Pilgrims perform the ritual of stoning the Satan. The stoning of the Satan is the third stage of the Great Pilgrimage, which this year brought together more than 2.5 million Muslims, including some 1,400 pilgrims from Djibouti. After the rite of ascent of Mount Arafat, the Djiboutian pilgrims returned to the religious site Mina, where they began the pilgrimage to perform the ritual of stoning the Satan. Under the aegis of the Djibouti Hajj Organizing Committee, the pilgrims from Djibouti stretched out in group to the Jamarat, the place that symbolizes the devil, and threw stones at three specific places that symbolizes the devil, like other pilgrims from the entire world. The Djiboutian pilgrims were willing to perform the ritual of stoning the devil, an activity that the pilgrims will carry out for at least 3 days. After the stoning ritual, the faithful will travel to Mecca to perform the tawaf, 7 towers around the Kaaba, and the walk between the two hills, Safa and Marwa. The Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, Hassan Omar Mohammed Burhan, and the Chief of the Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, both had a front row seat yesterday to welcome the first wave of Djibouti Army troops who have returned for good from their missions in Somalia under the ATMIS banner. This return comes in the context of United Nations Resolution 2670, which calls for the downsizing of ATMIS troop contributing countries. In this context, the Djibouti Army is initially withdrawing 115 of its personnel from the missions, bearing in mind that these same resolutions include in a second and third phase the complete withdrawal of ATMIS forces, and thus the end of this peacekeeping operations in Somalia for all troop contributing countries. On their arrival, the medical and administrative control workshop were already in place for the receptions of the first wave. This workshop will remain available at the Army South Hangar until the arrival of the 3 other waves scheduled for today. The Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, welcomed our valiant soldiers and congratulated them on their difficult task they have accomplished over the past 2.5 years to keep the peace in Somalia. The general also encouraged the soldiers to apply the sound knowledge they had learned during their stay in Somalia under the banner of ATMIS and the selflessly safeguard peace, unity, and the advancement of economic social development in our beloved country. It was with honors and a glowing military ceremony that this first wave is returned to the countries after an absence of 2 years and a half. On this occasion, a ceremony worthy of their performance in Somalia were organized to thank our valiant soldiers for their contributions and sacrifices during this operation. The Harbi Folk Group from the Djiboutian Army took the lead in animating the day's festivity. The 46th anniversary ceremony of our country's accession to national independence was also celebrated last Tuesday in Beledweyne, Hiran sectors in Somalia. The ceremony was presided over by Sector 4 Commander Colonel Hassan Jama Farah, who reviewed the Djibouti's troop in the company of Colonel Muhammad Ahmed Muhammad, commander of the Battalion Hill 9. This 46th anniversary celebration was marked by the participation of a detachment of our Somali brothers in arms, the Gorgor Special Forces Troop, as well as senior civil and military authorities from the Hirshabelle regional state. The troop review then gave way to the traditional parade on foot and parade on motors performed by our soldiers on mission in Somalia in their military vehicles. Following the parade, symbolic wreaths were led at the monument dedicated to our fallen martyrs, a sad moment of remembrance during which invocations and prayers were recited in memory of our valiant warriors. This moment of sadness then gave variety of festivity, including songs, folk dances, and the recitations of poems commemorating the struggles for national independence. The ceremony ended in joy and jubilation with the moral of the Djiboutian Army troop present in Sector 4, Hiran High, celebrating the moment while maintaining a state of vigilance.
gobanimada ugubiyo calankiyo arladu kiyayirkanayeen moogtahayas
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافيهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد والنهدار أهل خير من أهله وادخلهم من جنة وأعذهم من عذاب القبر اللهم من أحييته منا فحيي على الإسلام ومن توفيته فتوفاه.
Sector 4 Commander Colonel Hassan Jama Farah said for his part that today we are gathered here in Beledweyne to celebrate our national holidays on June 27, 2023. This is a memorable day in more ways than one, for it marks the day when our beloved countries, our land, gained its independence and freedom. This testifies to the fraternal bond uniting the two peoples. On this memorable day, I extend my warmest greetings to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and his wife, and to the Prime Minister, the members of the government, the President of the National Assembly. Our warmest greetings to our Armed Forces Chief of Staff, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, and his deputies, the CDS and CCDS. We also share our festivities with our comrades of the Somali Federal Army present in Beledweyne, with whom we fight every day. Finally, We extend our greetings and congratulations to the entire Djiboutian populations, in particular to military families wherever they may be in the countries. Long life the Djiboutian army, long life the Djiboutian people, long life the Republic of Djibouti. In the sub-prefectures of Damerjog, the 46th anniversary of Djibouti's independence was celebrated in an atmosphere of great patriotism with the participation of the population of Damerjog and neighboring localities. The 46th anniversary ceremony was attended by the sub-prefect Abdul Shahid Noor, the parliamentarian Jibril, and the administrative and customary leaders of the Damerjog sub-prefecture. National artists enlivened the evening with the patriotic and festive songs, and the atmosphere was joyful. All evening awards were presented to the winners of the 46th football tournament, and at midnight the military raised the flag, followed by the laying of the wreath at the Martyrs Monument. Sub-Prefect Abdul Shahid Noor wished all those present at the ceremony a happy Independence Day, underlining that the 46th anniversary of our accession to the national sovereignty is an important moment to remember the sacrifices of the struggle for independence to consolidate national unity.
Je tiens.
As part of the National Independence Week cultural evening in honor of the commemorations of the 46th anniversary of the national independence took place last night in the locality of Dasbio. In these platforms for social integration after the reading of the Holy Quran, which prompted a moment of meditation, the national anthems rang out in an air of solemnity embedded with the patriotic fervor. The event was attended by a representative of the prefecture, Hassan Musa, and the vice president of the regional council, Noor Said Galdoun, and the elders, influential people from the Aspio locality. Celebrating the 46th anniversary of our independence in Brussels as June 27, 2023, Djiboutians in Belgium celebrate the 46th anniversary of our country's independence with great pomp and ceremony in Brussels. Djiboutians from Benelux responded in mass by honoring the 46th anniversary of the Republic of Djibouti with their presence. Ambassador Adan Mohamed Dileita opened the ball, and it was in a fraternal and patriotic atmosphere that the Djiboutian diaspora in Benelux celebrating the 46th anniversary of our flag with the two famous singers in the person of Awale Aden and Miss Fafi Haroun. The second vice president of the National Assembly, the honorable member of parliament, Omar Ahmed Wais, who was in Brussels to take part in the ACP Joint Parliamentarian Assembly with his colleagues, including Umma Mohammed Hamid.
Belino
In his speech, Ambassador Adan Mohamed Dileita took the opportunity to extend his best wishes to the President of the Republic and the entire government. He thanked all the participants in the 46th anniversary of ceremony for their support in organizing the event with the Belgium Embassy. Ambassador Adan Mohamed Dileita called on the diaspora to unite under the banners of the flag and not give into obscurantisms and communitarism, hammering home the slogans "No to Tribalism" taken up in Paris by Djiboutian diaspora. He wished the 46th anniversary, happy 46th anniversary for all, and Eid al-Adha 2023, happy holiday. The National Agency for Disabled Persons, in partnership with the Evangelical Protestant Church of Djibouti, organized ceremony this morning to award certificate to disabled girls and women trained in cutting and sewing at the EP, the training center. This is an 8-month training courses in cutting and sewing for dozens of beneficiaries. The ceremony was attended by the ANPH Director General Mahad Ibrahim and the Director of Social Integration, Ms. Chukri Hashi, the Director of the Training Center, Pastor Pierre, the representative of Mott MacDonald, Ms. Khadra Hussein, the UNICEF representative, the UNDP representative, the representative of the Ministry of Social Affairs, and PH staff. The aim of the training is to train dozens of disabled girls and women to promote the empowerment of disabled women. At the end of the training, the disabled girls and women were awarded certificate and kits, including sewing machines, and a family photo was taken. On Sunday, June 25, Ms. Khadija Ibrahim Idrissa, Secretary General of the Secretary of Sport, kicked off the golf tournament at the Duda Club. Several young golfers competed in spirit of fair play and conviviality to try to qualify for the next phase. This initiative aims to promote this little-known sport in Djibouti and encourage young people to discover a new discipline. Both men and women took part in the tournament, which is already shaping up to be a memorable one. Golf is still a little-known sport in Djibouti, but it is enjoying a certain popularity abroad. This tournament is therefore an opportunity for young Djiboutians to discover a new passion and open up to new prospects. The Secretary General encouraged the participants to continue training, perfecting their skills to become future champions at the golf tournament, who was organized as part of the Djibouti Sport Development Strategy, is a concrete example of the effort made by the State Secretariat for Sport to promote sport in the countries. Initiatives of these kinds are sure to encourage young people to take up physical activities and improve their health and well-being. For the international scene, on Thursday, British court declared illegal the controversial plan to deport migrants who arrived illegally in the UK to Rwanda for lack of guarantee for their safety, much to the dismay of the government, which has announced that it will appeal to the Supreme Court. The Court of Appeal ruled that Rwanda could not currently be considered a safe third country, as there was a real risk is that those sent to Rwanda would be returned to their countries of origin, where they were subject to persecutions and other inhuman treatment. Any expulsions to Rwanda would constitute violations of Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, unless and until the deficiencies of its asylum process are corrected. Sending asylum seekers to Rwanda will be unlawful, the court emphasized it in a summary of the judgment. The Court of Appeal made it clear that its decisions did not imply any view whatsoever on the political merits of these measures, and this is only concerns was to judge whether this policy complied with the law. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.